painful. I enjoy it, but the pain, I suppose, levels out with the enjoyment. But yeah, it's interesting.
5, 6, 7, 9. The time to replicate has come and gone. To be, for now at last, I see it in fruition's past. I understand its moments of endless regret, not sure if it's now, not sure if it's then. Only seen by others as a hopeless mess, beauty hidden beneath the face. Mere surface can only say. To you or her, things you grasp, things you know. So let the light dance in upon your cheek, and smile at this creation with meekest restraint, brought to you now by our pain. 5, 6, 7, 9. What's the point behind this mind? Do you believe, do you think, an education has grown at length to create such a thing instead of drawing on what you think is creative, is of use? The practicality fails your muse. But what of beauty for its own sake? Nothing but ornament. Is it okay?
People don't understand what we do here, and I always get that question why do you spend so much time working? And you guys are crazy, you guys are insane. People don't understand that there's a certain amount of craftsmanship that's dealt with, and there's a certain amount of pride in what we're doing, and that's a large factor into why people build these things. And that because you make something, and you make something, you put something out in the world, and you're kind of solely responsible for what you build. And so, that's a huge reason why people do things like that. And the fact that building takes a long time shows this amount of dedication that we all have to do something like this. And, my hope is that when somebody sees this, after the initial saying, that's really cool, saying that architecture can go further than that. That can go beyond this. And it just doesn't have to be your regular residential house. It could be, more than that.
We squabbled a lot at the beginning because we only had one image, which was vague. We couldn't impregnate it in all our minds in the same way. We all have a different notion of it, the way we all seem to have a different notion of what architecture is. And finally, we just had to come to this consensus and this making of a plastic column, this weird material. Everything is ornament on it. The whole thing is an ornament. One huge 13-foot ornament, and it has a totally different quality than any other column that any of us have ever been around, as far as we know. This very last push, we have this image of the column in our mind. We see it built, and there are little parts missing here, little parts missing there. Yes, we've put thousands of hours in, probably 3,000, 4,000 hours at least on the plastic column. Not to mention the paper column we did before and the research before that. Only as a group do we overcome the animosity that can exist between us when each of us are working towards an individual image. And I want to see one last push for this thing to actually get completed, to actually appear as an image that none of us feel we failed at creating that image, at making it real. The column won't kill me, the plastic's not going to kill me, the drinking afterward is going to kill me, because so much is monotonous, so much is actually painful when you butt heads with people all the time. And not because you think your way is right, but just because you want to see this thing done.
Okay, you may have seen a show called Trading Spaces. That's kind of like the new design show on TV, right? Well, this is trading columns, right? So we were asked to take ornamental, classical, composite, well, just columns, but we chose a composite column. We put it in the modern building that's based on Lake Corbusier, and we stuck this ornament on that building. In some ways, it's a wart on the modern sheen, right? It's the cancer that Mies couldn't get rid of. It's the ulcer that hurt Gropius. That's right, people. This column is the end of modernism. This column's the end of architecture. This column's the end of my education. And, frankly, this column's amazing. In fact, I think everybody's going to want to replicate these. The Vapor Barrier Company, everybody, they're going to buy it. We're thinking $20,000. Hear that? $20,000.
Because you already have a lot.
Well,
it's just about, like, composing it together. And
that's the thing. Something like this is never done, really. You know, like, the column will be done, but video of the columns will be, like, done when the deadline's here. It'll never really be done.